Okay, this is about to be a 50-mile hike down the George Bush Turnpike. So sit back, relax, guys. This is going to be a long one today. I'm going to be taking you all the way from Rowlett up and around the long way around town over to Grand Prairie. Now, if you live over in Rowlett, you can easily cut through Dallas on Interstate 30, and that side over to Grand Prairie, Irving, over where the Cowboys play, where the Texas Rangers play, and cut through Dallas really quick, like 20-25 minutes. This video is going to be a lot longer than that because I'm just going to be going way up and over by Plano. I'm going to be taking you through the cities of Rowlett, Sachse, Garland, Richardson, Plano, Frisco, Hebron, Carrollton, Farmers Branch, Irving, Grand Prairie, Grapevine, Coppell. So if any of those areas and cities are places that you're thinking about living, stay for this video. I'm going to be showing you guys, pointing out left and right some things, some developments, hospitals, other cool things kind of around that people go to, and then also counting up the tolls for you guys and showing you how much it costs to drive on the turnpike through different cities with different exits. It's gonna get kind of pricey starting from this point and going to Grand Prairie, but I'm doing it for you guys. So we're entering right now, right at the beginning over here in Rowlett, and to the right here is Lake Ray Hubbard, which is, I would say, out of all the lakes, is the prettiest lake. And that's like Lake Levon, Lake Lewisville. I would say Lake Levon doesn't have as many people at it. Lake Lewisville is known for its smells. And then Lake Ray Hubbard is kind of known for its aesthetic and the look. It does look really nice. I don't know, it seems a little bit more blue than the other lakes, we'll just say that. You can get like a lot around here. I've seen some for sale, and this is before you build, right? So you're gonna just be buying a lot along the lake and building from there, but I've seen some listed at like $800,000 to $900,000 just for, you know, an acre to 2 acres right on the lake here on Ray Hubbard, and then, you know, you're gonna be spending another $500,000 to $1 million to build your house from there. So that's kind of what the pricing. Now, Lake Lewisville is a lot more just because there's not as much space over there. I would say that if you're someone that lives around Dallas, kind of in like the more central area around Highland Park or those areas, and you're kind of the one that's thinking about, you want to get out, get on some land, be around a lake, maybe you're done with the city. Lake Ray Roberts over Pilot Point, that's super far north. I'm going to get out to those places later on, but Pilot Point is a place for people to look at that are kind of tired of the city. Maybe you've been living in Dallas for a long time around here and you want to go out and live further away, back into where the country is, in a sense. I think Pilot Point is a good area. All right, guys, we're going to be coming up on our first toll here. It's going to be a whopping $2. This toll right here for this first exit is 66 cents. Now, depending on if you have a toll tag or not, that could range up to $1. So if you're coming out here and you're not traveling around with a toll tag, you're going to be charged, you know, 30 cents to $1 more in some places on, depending on where you exit and if you have a tag. Also depends on if you have, like, how many axles you have. So, I mean, most people driving around are going to have 2 axles, 4 wheels, you know. But if you are like an 18-wheeler, or, you know, they charge you by the axle. And occasionally you'll see bikes on the tollway. I'm sure you've seen them on some of my videos, but I don't understand, man. I don't understand how you drive on. I mean, it's scary driving on the tollway in a car. I don't know how people do it on bikes. And then from Rowlett, this is going to lead us into Sachse and Garland. Sachse is going to be on the right side. It's on the northern part, and then Garland's on the left side of the tollway here. We're headed north right now, but then we're going to kind of curve and then face like east to west, and then we'll be kind of headed back south because it does like a little half circle around the north side of Dallas. And through the whole George Bush Turnpike, there's no HOV lane or anything like that to drive faster. It just kind of comes down to being in the far left lane, and that's kind of the speed lane for, you know, for this turnpike and for some of the tollways that don't have the extra speed to it. Now around here it's 3 lanes, but that's because this area is like the most underdeveloped compared to the rest of the cities we're going to be driving through. So it's going to go from 3 lanes. It's then going to open up to 4 lanes and kind of get a little bit bigger in some of the areas where there's a whole bunch of traffic over towards Irving and Garland and those areas. Alright, so here is that $2 toll I was first talking to you guys about. It's a $3 toll if you're not using like a toll tag, and the toll tag is located in Plano. I believe their office is out of there. And to go pick up one, really easy to pick up one, just go onto the MTTA website. It will save you money, guys, in the sense of like, you know, you won't have to be spending the extra 30 cents or whatever, or $1. But you won't really feel like you're saving money once you start using tolls if you're going to be the one that's commuting or traveling into Dallas or going to some other place. Now, depending on where you live, you might not have to use any tolls. Like this toll connects us from Interstate 30 to the Dallas North Tollway. So if your job isn't anywhere between there, you're not having, you know, you're never going to have to go on to President George Bush Tollway. It's kind of like the same people that are living in Allen that, you know, don't need to get on 121 or the Dallas North Tollway because they can just get on 75. And then on the right side coming up here is Firewheel Town Center. This area is just going to be like an attraction area for people, restaurants, shopping, movie. If you live over in this area, it's going to be like, you know, where you're going to do most of the fun stuff on the weekend, because you're not going to be traveling over into Frisco and those areas, into Legacy West or some of the other places that I do tour. I have not toured Firewheel, it's just because it's a little further out here. I do want to get onto it and show you guys some of it and around that area, because if you are living in Sac City, living in Nevada, living in some of these places, Wiley, Murphy, Firewheel is kind of a hot spot for some people for like bars too and hanging out. So that'll be up on this right side. From here, where we are right now, it would take us about 20 minutes to travel to Frisco. And then if I was to go from here to travel to the Dallas North Tollway to get down to Dallas, it would probably take me about 30-35 minutes from this point. And we'll pass through the Dallas North Tollway in those areas. We'll also pass through 35 Highway, and then we're also going to pass over 75 as well. So we'll pass some of those major highways that run north to south. It's just this one's going to be the one that kind of runs, it runs north to south, but it mainly runs east to west. It just doesn't bend. Again, that would have been the exit that you take for the Firewheel Town Center. That was like another 70-cent toll. And if you notice right now, there's been some like tree lines, there's been open space. Soon we'll stop seeing that. Like I said, most of the stuff around here is not as developed as when we get into around like Richardson, Plano, and those areas. Most people, when they're doing their search right now, when they're looking at certain price points, because I would say like Sac City and Garland and Rowlett and some of these places even further out like Rockwall, when it comes to the new construction, it's going to be right there competing with like Salina, Anna, over by Justin, Argyle, Northlake, and those areas. I would say that this spot though is probably bottom of the list when people are looking. These areas around here, Mesquite, Garland, they're going to have some higher crime rates compared to that of like Plano, Frisco, Salina, Argyle, and those areas, because they're just a little bit outside the city. And you'll kind of notice that with the crime rates. Anything around the city is going to be high, and then once you start moving out, it does get a little bit less on the sense of crime. On the right side is Strike Reel, which some of the businesses, the tops of them, a little bit further out. We're coming up on Renner Road right now. See, it looks like Baylor Scott and White has a little hospital system out here. I don't think that's an actual hospital, it's probably just like a satellite campus for stuff. And then there is a really big Baylor Scott and White hospital system coming up, but there is Methodist Hospital over here on this right side. So like this is the first major hospital here. Oh shoot, I missed the price of this one because that 18-wheeler was in the way. Hold on guys, I'll get you the price. Alright, we just hit another toll. This toll is hold on. Give me a sec guys. Give me a sec, I'll get you the toll. How much is it? It'll show me on this other side. Oh man, my one job guys. I'm so sorry. Alright, that was like $1.40. Well, at least heading that way it was $1.40, so I think the other way is $1.42. Alright, disabled vehicle. Well, that just came up quick, right guys? Gotta be ready for that. Some of these, it's like every day there's a disabled vehicle on the tollway. Guys, if you would just do your maintenance on your car, it will not disable itself. Alright, now we're headed into Plano. We're passing through Murphy, Wiley. That's on the right side, but if we like exited here and went like a little bit further back in Plano. But this is going to be Plano. We're coming up on 75 here. We're going to see our first major headquarters businesses. You got the State Farm building up on this left side. There's some other businesses and corporations throughout here on 75. This is going to be like a main central location because this is going to be where President George Bush Turnpike meets, and then it's going to be where 75 meets. So everyone from like Allen, Anna, those areas up there are going to be coming down here and making, you know, their exits to get onto George Bush, or people are going to be exiting off right here. You can also take this to McKinney. So if you exited 75, you get on that, and then you'd go up probably about 15 to 20 minutes up to McKinney, and then you'd be at 121, and then you could exit that and take that to Frisco too. So from this point, there's kind of two ways you can choose to go to Frisco. You can keep going straight and then get on the Dallas North Tollway, or you can get on this, get on 75, and then get on 121. It kind of just depends on, like, you know, what you want to pay for. You won't have to pay for tolls once you get down 75, but then once you get back on 121, you are going to be paying for tolls. Alright, so now getting up on this side, left side here, that's the Texas Instruments building. And then the right side is going to have old Dell headquarters, but that is I believe that's an NTA data server base now, something like that. But another business up here. You also see there's just kind of residential stuff, but it's more like townhomes on this right side and some apartments. We're also coming up on University of Texas at Dallas, which is Richardson. So if we were to take this next exit coming up here, that would take us to UTD. And then it could also take us, that's on Independence. Independence can take you all the way north up into actually where Independence High School is over in Frisco. So exiting here at this toll cost you a whopping 47 cents with a toll tag, 75 cents without a toll tag. But yeah, this bridge you see right here would take you to UTD. And then we'll be coming up on the Dallas North Tollway here soon. If you're going to be living in any area right around here off Point Road, that would be like Richardson, Addison, Plano. Any of these areas are going to be super easy and, you know, pretty fast for you to get in to Frisco or down to Dallas, because you'll be right off the exit for the Dallas North Tollway. So you won't have to be on George Bush for long, because you'll be exiting onto the Dallas North Tollway to then travel north or south. I think if you're living over in like Irving or Rowlett, it might take a little bit longer for you to get to somewhere like Frisco or anything like that, because you're not as close to the Dallas North Tollway. Okay, so we're headed to our next toll here that's coming up. Hopefully you guys have I've been adding it up because your boy hasn't. Okay, this toll right here is going to be $1.49 to go through it, and then $2.24 for zip mail or zip cash. That's what they call it if you don't have a toll tag. But it is a really big moment for people that graduate high school, because that's usually the moment where your parents are like, all right, son, it's time to flip the card on the toll tag, because now you're paying for the tolls. I really appreciate my parents. They helped me out, and they were paying for my tolls back as a kid, because I would be traveling for like going to like hockey practice or things like that, so they would they'd pay for it. But once you graduate, guys, if you're watching this right now, just don't take the tolls for granted. If you got your parents paying for tolls right now, don't take it for granted, because I know it just, you don't see it, so it's like, you know, out of sight, out of mind. But once they flip that card onto your debit card, well, you start taking the Dallas Parkway a little bit more. All right, on the right side is going to be the Baylor Scott and White. There's also going to be Preston Road here, another big exit, major street where people go down and drive through down to Dallas over to and then going north into Prosper. So this certain part is where it's going to kind of flip from like east to west. So it's going to then do this curve kind of around 35 Highway, and then we'll be headed south into like Grand Prairie, Irving, those areas. This right here is where the biggest expansion is. It's 5 lanes around here. There's also, I believe, 5 lanes over in Irving in a certain area, but this part right here is expanded because for the longest time, this exit to get onto the Dallas North Tollway was an absolute cluster for the longest time before they fixed that entry ramp to get onto the Dallas North Tollway. But beforehand, you know, it'd be 5. Okay. So, we just witnessed that. Guys, you gotta look alive. I knew it was coming. And this is why I go back to my point of the 370Z. The 370Z is so agile and so quick. It's all right, man. Oh, jeez. He didn't even want to look at me to say sorry. Thank God I'm good at driving. I don't know, guys. So much. I'm recording. I'm seeing people try to hit me. Well, we're almost halfway through, so we're almost done. All right, so that's the exit. He was just coming in hot. Probably had to get to Frisco. All right, so I also don't like being on the inside lane like I just was right here. I changed over quick. I don't like being on the inside lanes when people are coming on from the entry ramps from other tollways. So usually I like staying like in the middle or one into the middle. Usually people on like the far left are like driving really crazy and riding up your bumpers. So if you stay in the middle lanes, you'll usually be okay. You just have to watch out for Volvos coming out of nowhere and wanting to hit you. Wow, I knew it was coming. I mean, he put on his blinker, so I mean, at least he gave me that. Okay, now we're in like the Carrollton Farmers Branch area. We just kind of passed through Addison as well. Addison's just a little bit more south if we were to take the tollway. Oh God, look at the stickers on this guy. Wow, that is a Camry, I'll tell you that. Does he have 2 spoilers on his Camry? No, he's got 3 spoilers. He's got a little duckbill. He's got a spoiler, and then he's got a roof spoiler. I can only imagine how much MPG he gets with all that aerodynamicity. Okay, we're headed through another toll. I missed the price again. Oh, guys. The Camry caught me off guard. All right, there's another toll. This toll, hold on, I'll find it. Just give me a sec. Give me a sec here. Let's get around this big truck. All right, this toll. All right, that toll was about $1.40. I'm just looking at the opposite sign going the other way, but that one was $1.40. And then this is through like the older parts now, so some of the buildings around here are going to be a lot older than the beginning of this video. Most of the buildings at like through Rowlett are, you know, new construction in a sense. When I say old, I mean like 1980s, 1990s around here, early 2000s. Other stuff around there was like 2010 at the beginning. I mean, they expanded George Bush out there, I believe, like mid-2000s, like 2010, I want to say, something like that. I know it was a whole bunch of money. It was like $700 million to expand it out towards the lake where we first started this video. Right, so now this is going to be taking us over 35 highway, and now 35 highway, if we were to exit and go right, that would take us up to Denton, to TWU, UNT, those college campuses, and then going left on the exit on that ramp would take you down into Dallas. From those two areas over to Denton is about 25-30 minutes, and then down to Dallas about the same 20-25 minutes. This exit right here, I believe, is like 70 cents. Oh, the car blocked it. Alright, we're gonna say that exit was about like 50 to 70 cents. I couldn't see you guys. Alright, I'm not doing the best job. I'm really focusing on the road now because of that Volvo. And this is why I like don't do the tollway tours as much because of crazy people. Alright, here are the exits. So on this far right would be 35 highway, that exit, and this would also be kind of the look in the road from here. If you were going to be, you know, if you live in Prosper, Frisco, any of those areas, this is going to be what, you know, kind of the drive is into the Dallas Cowboys Stadium or Texas Rangers, Texas Live. If you're going to see a concert, you're going to be driving on this because that's where those, you know, Six Flags as well, Hurricane Harbor. Now, if you live in Rowlett, you'll probably take Interstate 30. If you live in Irving, you won't get on this. But if you live north into these areas, so that's the other thing you got to think about. If you're wanting to live in Frisco, Prosper, Salina, Anna, y'all gonna be paying for tolls a lot, like a lot. And that's all you're gonna be doing, because you're gonna think to yourself, oh, you know, I'll get out to Frisco, but you know what? I'm not gonna drive on tolls. You know what? I'll save money. I won't have to worry about that. That's all good. I'll get away with it. No, because in some areas they force you to get onto the tollway, and then you know, monopoly ? But other than that, you can drive on the Dallas Parkway, but you're gonna get tired of it. You're gonna get so tired of sitting in lights, sitting in traffic on rush hour. You ain't gonna be for it. I'll tell you right now, you ain't gonna be for it. So just keep that in mind, guys. You're gonna be paying for more tolls than if somebody living in like Irving, University Park, Highland Park, those certain areas, because you're like right into Dallas, so there's no need for you to get on the tollway or anything like that. And you're also by 75, because everything kind of starts out wide and then it gets down to... I did it again, guys! I missed the toll again. Alright, so this is another toll. This is Beltline. This toll cost... Hold on, I got it. Alright, that's $1.10. At least that way it is, so sorry if it's not correct. Maybe it might be a couple cents different going this way, but I don't believe so. But now we're kind of in the area, we're headed in, we're almost into Irving. We're right on the border. We're gonna be headed by like the Microsoft headquarters building, some of those areas. You're kind of starting to see the skyline. Las Colinas is also over in this area. Las Colinas is a hot spot for people. It is one of like the most expensive areas to live compared to the rest of Dallas. It's like a, you know, it's up there with like a Highland Park or the South Lake area. And we'll also be passing over 635, and 635 is another tollway that runs kind of like a turnpike, like, I mean, basically it is like George Bush, where it kind of goes or wraps around the city. It just has an expressway with it. So with George Bush, there's no HOV, there's no like faster lane. The faster lane is the far left lane, which is what I'm in right now. 635 has an underground expressway in some parts that kind of comes up over, and then you're in like a one lane, but it does expand in some areas where they would have like really, really bad traffic. That opened up in like 2012, I think, or something like that. I was like in high school, they were finishing that up, but that's also the area that they call Mexico, because no cops can like sit on it, so like people go down there to like race it and like do stuff. So that's just like another area. But if you're not living in Addison or in those areas around there, I don't, you know, you're not going to really have to get on that. But if you're going to be traveling on 635 to go out to Forney or any places like that, you might have to be traveling on that. All right, the exit there would be to the DFW airport. And from here, from this point right here, it would take about 15 minutes to get to the DFW airport. I am almost through the end of this video. I would say we're about 10 minutes. I have been going the speed limit the whole time. If you took my Delta time, you know, I'm within the time range. Okay, left side here is going to be the Microsoft building. Just thought I'd point that out. I only know that because I did a photo booth event there. And then if I exit off here, this is going to be like the exit for like Las Colinas, those areas. Las Colinas is known for like some of the high-end hotels. A lot of people that are like having weddings and things around there go to like Las Colinas to have their wedding. They have some of the, what is that? What is that hotel that everyone likes going to? Four Seasons? Yeah, Four Seasons Las Colinas. It's a really popular place. That's the other thing. If anyone's having a wedding and you watch my videos, I could send you some venues that are pretty good. I just know because of my photo booth business. Alright, so there's, if you guys noticed that was like just some random poles for a potential bridge to go in there, but there's no bridge actually there right now. I don't know if you guys can see it, but maybe you can start to pick up on some airplanes out of here. So the place where we started this video, around Mesquite, Rowlett, Garland, those areas, you're gonna see planes over here because they're flying to the DFW airport, but you're not gonna see as many planes flying overhead of you because, you know, they're not flying out and taking off. These areas around here, Irving, Euless, Coppell, Grapevine, the DFW airport is right around these areas. So guys, oh wait, hold on guys. Before I get into that, I'm gonna find this. Did I miss it? Did I miss it again? Did I miss it again? I missed it again. I missed the oh, okay. This toll, hold on, before I get back into the DFW airport. Hold on. Alright, that one was 64 cents. Travel through that. Okay, so back to the DFW airport. With that, you guys just got to remember you're going to be seeing a lot more planes fly overhead of you, but overhead of you, very close to where like you can read the logo, to where you'll be like, oh, that's a Southwest plane. Oh, there goes UPS again. Oh, there's American. Some people fly out here and then they forget about the huge airport. And DFW is a huge airport. It's one of the biggest airports. So you're going to see a lot of planes flying in here. And some people just are not down with that. You also got to remember Love Field is around Highland Park in those areas. So if you're living anywhere around University Park, Highland Park, Irving, Grand Prairie, Euless, Coppell, you're going to be seeing planes. Alright, so we're also coming up on the exit of Interstate 30. This would be also where you would take the exit for Six Flags, Globe Life Field, which is where the Rangers play, and then Cowboy Stadium, which is of course where the Cowboys play. This would also be the exit for like Fort Worth. So I'll do a drive where I go from like Dallas to Fort Worth to show you that drive in case some of you guys are like, you know, I'm sure there's some families out there that are living in the middle and one of you guys are having to commute to Fort Worth and one of you guys are having to commute into Dallas. So I'm going to show you guys what the drive is between those two cities. It's not too far, not too long. I mean, this is going to be one of the longer drives that I take because it's just like a huge half moon. But now we're like officially headed back south. You also see the Embassy Suites over here. It's pretty well known. But this is going to be the end of the George Bush Turnpike coming up here, guys. So let me know down in the comments what other places you guys want me to tour, what other tollways you guys want me to see. It just takes me a lot of like motivation to do a video like this because I'm like, it's gonna be a long drive. I gotta recharge my tollway card because I don't know, you guys know how much I've spent. I've probably spent like almost 20 bucks, close to it, which is not, I don't know, I guess that's not too bad. I mean, I'm still coming up on tolls here. Other lakes on this side of the area, so there's no other big bridges like that. One of the main things about that area is it costs so much is because you're driving over a lake. Typically when you're having to drive over a lake, this is the same thing over off El Dorado in Lewisville, when you're going over Lake Lewisville, they'll charge like an extra $1 going over a lake or something like that, just because you're going over a lake, just because they can. From this point right here, we're about 10 minutes away from like Cowboy Stadium. Well, probably longer if you're going to if you're going to a game that day, it probably takes you another 30 minutes because of the amount of traffic. This exit right here is 52 cents. Up on like another checkpoint toll, but won't be as expensive. The most expensive tolls are going to be around like Plano, those areas, and then over by the lake that we started this video off because it's a lake. But around these areas you get down to like 64 cents, 70 cents. That'll be the exit you go to Fort Worth. You could take the last exit to Fort Worth too, going around like the DFW airport, but most people are not going to do that. Okay, I'm going to get it this time. Okay, so for this toll on this right side, if you were just to exit off right now, that would be 54 cents. And then the toll here is $1.16 with a toll tag, and then $1.74 without the toll tag. I got a full tank of gas for this one. I had like 80 miles before I started this video, and I was like, no, let me go get some gas. Gas is going back down. It's like at $3.50. It's going way down. I had to take advantage of it, you know. Here's Interstate 30. So this exit going left would take you into Dallas. So if you're going to be living around this Irving area, in here, Grand Prairie, Arlington, we'll be taking Interstate 30. And then right here, it's always interesting driving this because it's always like a mind game looking at all these bridges. Like they all just blend into one. It's just a crazy little spectacle to look at. All this stuff going on around here. Alright, let me make sure my GoPro is, I think it's still suction cupped onto the car, so that's good. I think there's one more checkpoint toll, and then we will be on our merry way. And then I'm just gonna have to drive all the way back through. Oh, perfect. Okay, this toll right here is 31 cents for that exit. Here I find myself still driving. This toll here on Marshall Drive is 58 cents. I believe this will take us to the end, all the way down to Interstate 20. Or at least I think it should. There's 74 cents for this toll. Over in this area is where Lockheed Martin is. Actually, we're passing it right now. That's ironic. Yeah, Lockheed Martin is to the right. They have that location out here. Now, I do know people that live in McKinney and those areas and do commute to Lockheed Martin, so it is reasonable. It's just, it's gonna cost you a lot of money, but just know that that's about a 30 to 40 minute drive when you're leaving at like a reasonable hour, 6 a.m. All right, so this toll is I missed it. Busy talking about the commute to Lockheed Martin. I'll get it. Hold on, guys. Okay, that toll is $1.23. And then on this right side is going to be Epic West and Epic East. Both of these are just big developments for retail, shopping. So if you live in Grand Prairie, this is going to be your hotspot here. This is what I would compare with the Flywheel. Or Firetown, or Fly, I always get the name wrong. That other shopping center, and then IKEA is also here. So you got that stuff. Okay. This is where the toll road ends, guys. So I'm gonna end the video here. Guys, text me if you have any other questions, want to know anything else about the tollways or anything about the commute from other cities. If you stayed this whole video, thank you guys so much. Appreciate you guys watching. Peace out and take it easy, y'all. Thanks for checking out my channel and watching that video. I got more videos floating around here. If you're in the market to buy or sell real estate in the DFW area, contact me, Daniel, at the Home Expert Team. I will be happy to answer any of your questions. Besides that, bye.